Okay. VIX 10 1S, VIX 75 1S, VIX 100 1S, jump 75, jump 25. All right. And 100. That 100 is what? Is it 100S or jump 100 or which one? So this is what I want to do, guys. Uh, Now I'm hoping that the people that have been asking me questions, you can see now that, you know, sometimes when people should be available, you've been asking questions on how did I determine this zone, how did someone determine that zone, and all of that and all of that. And now, well, I'm going to do my best. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to like do a refresher on market structure. All right, because of some of the questions I got last week. Um, Based on some of my students' charts, how did they determine some zones and all of that. So I'm just going to start with um, a recap on market structure. All right. So now, in the case of a bullish structure, we have bullish structure, we have a bearish structure, we have a consolidating structure. But many times, um, in a consolidating structure, you can also have both a bullish and a bearish structure, right? So now in a bullish structure, we want to see a series of higher highs and higher lows, a series, all right. And then in a bearish structure, we want to see a series of lower highs and lower lows. Okay. So now in a bullish structure, I haven't determined the structure. What helps you determine the zone or my zones is structure. I'm looking at the structural points. All right. This was the higher low. Okay. And if I want to buy, I should be looking for buying opportunities only at the most recent higher low. All right. I'm trying to be as simple and as basic as possible. All right. Because when I get questions, how did you determine this zone? It's just structure. It's just structure. All right. Now, um, yeah. So I'm looking to buy only at the higher lows. That's the only zone that makes sense to me. All right. And whether there's a liquidity sweep or a mitigation, those things come after I have determined where is my most recent higher low. All right, as in the case of a bearish structure, where is my most recent lower high? All right, whether there is an IPA or there is a mitigation candle, whatever it is, the first thing I want to determine that helps me determine my zone is this place my higher low? If it's the case of a bullish structure, if it's the case of a bearish structure, is this zone my lower high? All right. If I don't determine that, I don't have any business determining any zone. That's what helps me determine a zone I'm looking to sell or buy first, primarily. Do you understand? Primarily, that's the first thing. So maybe at my higher low now, I now see let's say for example a liquidity sweep, all right, and then after the liquidity sweep, there was an IPA here and all of that. Those things come secondary. But the first thing I'm looking out for or that I want to find out is what is my structure? When I have known my structure, is it bullish or bearish? All right, based on the series of highs and lows I'm seeing. Okay, if it's bearish or bullish, the next thing I'm looking for is where is my higher low. If it's a bullish structure, where is my higher low? Where is my structural point? That's the first primary thing that is in my head. I'm looking for it. Like I'm scrounging my eyes all over the chart. Where is my higher low? Where is my higher low? All right. Having determined that, then every other thing now becomes an additional confluence. And then I've said that, how is your higher low determined? All right. Now, this is where you now want to pay attention. My higher low is determined. All right. If that is the point, all right, that began the move, in the case of a bullish structure, all right, where did the move that took out the previous higher high, where did it start from? That's what you want to ask yourself in determining your higher low. This move that took out this previous higher high and gave us a new high, where did it start from? In the case of a bearish structure, the move that, you know, gave us that, expansion that closed below the previous lower low, where did it begin from? All right. So your higher low must give you a new higher high. Your lower high must lead to a new lower low, a breaking of the previous lower low, and a creation of a new lower low. Does that make sense? I believe it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense now. Okay. So that is primarily how you will determine these structures. All right, you can see that I'm not first looking for IPAs. No. I'm looking at structures first, basically, primarily. I'm trying to be as simple and as basic as possible. Do you understand? Now, for me as a trade, for me, all right, this may not, people may have different opinions, but for me, right, when I have determined my structural point, either lower low, either lower high rather, or higher low, I want to always, this is my own edge, I want to always see a sweep of liquidity, all right, at my structural points. It doesn't mean it will happen all the time. No, doesn't mean it will happen all the time. But me, what I want to see that sweep of liquidity. All right, because I think I've taught this. All right, and I said that the institutional candle or the smart money move I'm looking to follow or jump into is that move that, one, took out liquidity, and number two, as it took out liquidity, it rebalanced price, meaning it filled an IPA. For example, as this liquidity was taken out, probably there is an high here, there is an imbalance above right here that was filled. That is the smart money move I am looking to play. All right. So when this low was swept, there probably or most likely was an IPA right here that was filled. All right. I'm telling you my confluences as a person, as a trader. Do you understand? It doesn't mean again that it will happen like that always. But I'm carving out this structure for myself, or this edge for myself, all right, so that I'm not trading everything in the market. No, I don't want to be in the on chart 24/7. So I'm carving out my edge. One of the things that helps you as a great trader, professional, consistently profitable trader, is when you have created an edge for yourself, a methodology, and you follow that methodology or that edge to the core. Do you understand that? Now, even ordinarily drawing this, does this make sense as to how price really moves on on the chart? All right, you can drop some 111s in the chart if this more often than not is what you see. All right, you see that sweep of liquidity, okay, and then it rebalances price, it fills an IPA. All right, it fills an IPA. So let me also add this because I know people love to learn new things, right? Now, as a smart money trader, you always want to look to the left. You always want to look to the left because you would always find answers on the left. All right, I'm looking to the left to see either there's an IPA, mitigation candle, institutional candle. All right, I'm looking to the left also. So you always want to pay attention to your left hand side for you to be able to find answers to your right hand side. Do you understand? So I believe that nobody should have questions on how was this zone determined, how was this zone not determined again. Are we good to go? I need our responses. Are we good to go?
Right on, sir.
All right. So let's delete all of this and then look at this same thing is what we want to look out for. So what's the asset we have there? 101s. So let's go to 101s. Okay. Right. Okay. So sorry I had to. All right. So for me, structure, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? That helps us determine our structure. This candle, all right, this region is our higher low, right? It gave the move that closed our previous high, gave a new high, understood, all right? And then what is the next thing I'm looking out for? There was a sweep of liquidity, okay? There was a sweep of liquidity here. These lows were swept, all right? These lows were swept beautifully well, okay? And then I have this right here. This was the candle that took out all of those liquidities, right? Let me see something on 8 hours. So I want to show us something. Can you see that there was an IP here? So let's mark that out. Right? Can you see how it swept liquidity, tapped this IPA, and boom. Now let me show you something again. See how this dynamic liquidity was swept here. All right. After breaking structure here, and then came back to do what? Fill this IP. I mean, these things are you know plain to us on the charts. They are so there, so there. Do you get the logic now? So guys came here, swept liquidity, filled an IPA, broke structure, swept liquidity, filled an IPA, and boom, we're up. Do you understand? that? So this was that candle that took that, and then price came back beautifully into it. All right, now let's go to the 4 hours again and see something. Let's go. Okay, now these lows were swept. If you go to the 1 hour, right, I believe, or 2 hours, I believe there was an IPA within this area that was filled. You get the logic now. So I mean, you just want to do that. All right. And for me, although let me say this, although there was no clear this there was really no clear break of structure, as you know, this lower high, lower low, and break. All right, we didn't really see this. Okay, but then we still have our structure, and where is it? Right, higher low and higher high. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, and the same thing. Super humidity. Okay, and then left us a very good imbalance to play. Okay, so I would be looking at this region for a 15 minutes to 30 minutes break of structure inside this. All right, to take the price up. If I don't see that, I'm not doing anything. All right, good. So, um, VIX 5 honestly, copies and send it to the group. Let me mark it up clearly. And again, I think I'm seeing something. Yeah, equal lows. All right, these lows are equal. So if I want to see that evidence, they can decide to sweep these equal lows. All right, so I want to see that evidence. So let me mark it so that someone does not someone does not just ignore it. So that's why you always want to like double check, check again and check again. There would be something you didn't see at the initial point. Okay, so the liquidity there, so you know what to risk. So VIX 75 on us. Let's go. So VIX 75 on us. Where is it? Let's start from the daily time frame again. Okay, daily. I think even on the 4 hours I can see. Now on the 4 hours, yeah. So this guy, like we were saying, gave us a break of structure. right? Give us a break of structure. All right. And then two things now, two characteristics I'm seeing here. We have this tiny IPA here. The price may be heading for. All right. But then I am not going to ignore this cost structure either. All right. So if peradventure here first, price comes here first, or yeah, I want to see that because I mean this liquidity is too much for me to ignore. Right. So I would want to see price give us this, all right, and then maybe this back down. Okay. Now it doesn't. It should happen that way. Price can do what? Price can blast through, create a new high, never come back here. All right. But then that's what I want to see. If this guy would come down, right, give us an accumulation, then we can take a buy to this guy. If it doesn't come back, we can take a sell. Look to take a sell from there. And look at this again. I am seeing liquidity. All right. I'm seeing liquidity just resting below. Okay. So I want to see a sell based on this daily time frame. All right. I want to see a sell. If you can ask me, oh, can't we buy up? Some people can, but me, I won't because I mean, price has given us a new higher high. You should expect at least a retracement. So why buying from extreme highs? Now I don't do that. Right? I don't do that. And then also there's an IPA here. So but then let me just mark this and send this. So do we understand? Are we good to go on that? So the next set, let me send this. The next asset is VIX 100 1S. Wow, I'm already getting exhausted. VIX 100 1S. We have 3 assets to go. Okay. For those that followed this, I don't know, those that followed this, I had dropped this guy and then I marked this region. This can really was my interest because this is a particular candle I love to play, particular institutional candle I love to play. All right. So I love that. And then now we have a new range. All right. This is our higher low. Okay. So we want to see price come here in the coming days. Okay. And then push up. Okay. So we can't determine whether prices come back immediately or not yet, but we just know that this short-term low was swept. All right. Okay. And this guy was the candle that swept it. You can see how we swept the low, filled an IPA again. So I'm looking at this institutional candle, all right, as my point of interest. Okay. Right, like I said, we can't determine whether this is, the extent at which the new eye will go, but based on this is what we are seeing. All right, I don't want to write potential area for, all of those. All right, I believe you guys know what to look out for. All right. So, what's the next one? Jump 75. That jump 75, jump 25, and jump 100. And that will be all. Let's start from 25. Woo! Hmm. This jump assets really, 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 really tries to give you a headache. But no matter what, this is it, guys. Lower low, lower high, lower low. So all of this is just noise. Okay? It's just noise. The actual place I would be looking at is, so this is the lower eye. This eye closed above. So we had higher low, higher eye break. So we broke structure here, right? So I'm either looking at this IPA because this IPA has been filled, right? This IPA has been filled. Okay, and then you can see little distribution, higher high, higher low, higher high break, right? Higher low, higher high break. Okay, so you can have this particular candle as our point of interest. Then let's do 8 hours. Yeah, I knew there will still be an PA above, but let's just we can pay attention first to this. We want to see an evidence, all right, before taking a sell. Maybe 1 hour break inside of this region because of the IPA above, so that we don't focus on the IPA and then price redistribute out of here and we miss out on the sale. And then at the same time, we are not just rigidly focused on here, ignoring this IPA right here. Do you understand? So I'm not going to send this out because it's not so clean. I don't want people getting confused. Right? So jump 75. If you have any questions, you can like ask me, or you have something else you're seeing. 75. All right, beautiful. Hmm. Okay. So based on what I'm seeing, break of structure. All right. And I don't expect price to retrace all the way, back here. All right. So I would be looking at most likely. this IPA. Let's continue this hour. Let's check for hours. Yeah, so like I said, we want to see what sweep of liquidity, fill an IPA, right, and down. At least that's what I want to see. All right, me as a person doesn't mean that's what the market will do. Do you get the idea? So um, I'm not. I'm skeptical about this, so let me not send this to. Right. Then finally, jump 100. Woof. Jump 100. I don't like when assets don't have clear, clear moves. All right. So well, first I can see this break of structure. All right. And then came swept this low. Did it sweep the low? Yeah, swept it, but closed within structure. All right. But for me, around here, I'm really not seeing anything that makes sense. But let's check the 4 hours. So, uh, um, yeah, even on the 4 hours, it's not something that. So let's see. Okay, so we just this little lower low, lower high, lower lower, and break of structure. All right. So if we draw this IPA forward, or let's use an horizontal array. Okay, and then beauty price came back into that, you know, that IPA, and did give what the break of structure. Okay, so I'll be looking at two regions. This IPA that is overlapping with that I that was run, right? Or at least, this little tiny IPA that lead to IPA. Okay, and then price can still do this. This is synthetic indices. Price can sweep all these lows, come into this candle again before pushing up. So those are the three possibilities I would be looking at. But let me send this to. Yes. So All right. I've done a lot. So question time.
Hello, sir.
Spike exhausted. Question time.
Hello,
Question
sir.
time. Question time.
Please, can you hear me, sir? Hello?
I can hear you, fam. Go ahead.
Okay. My question is basically on this IPA. Which model do we play the IPA on a lower time frame? Because often time as I'm backtesting, some of it, when the price comes back to IPA, it just plays the script. And at a point, some of them you have to use lower time frame reconstruction, then it may move up. So please help us and help me on. And today I'm telling you how to play it because
Okay, so if I get your question well, you are saying how do we play IPAs on lower time frame, right?
exactly.
Because sometimes on lower time frame price just stops it and runs. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so um the concept of playing IPAs is this. Now, price can decide to play the open 50% or the complete free IPA. All right. So when I see an IPA on a lower time frame, all right. For example, this one that we saw, this one that jump 100 plate, it filled the IPA completely. Do you understand? So the one, whatever you choose, if you are choosing to play the open or 50% or complete fill, based on your choice, all right, price will not always play your choice. All right. So you are just going to have to be the one to stick to, okay, I'm always going to play 50%, or I will wait for a break of structure inside of that IPA. Now, this is 4 hours. Let's go to 15 minutes and see, how we probably might have been able to capitalize on the H4 IPA. Man, this is 11 already. Okay. So I think this was it on 15 minutes, right? I think this was it, right? Yes. Or, yeah, this was it. Let me zoom. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh. So you can see that when price gave us this break of structure here, this IPA, price filled it completely. All right. Now, one other thing I would say is, you want to study the character of the assets that you are playing. Now, jump 10 is showing us that it looks like jump 10 always fills its IPAs complete, but another asset may not be doing that. Another asset may always be playing 50%. Do you understand? So you want to understand the behavior and the character patterns of the asset in particular that you're trading rather. So whatever asset you're trading, you want to look at the IPs consistently. What does price do when it gets to that IP? That's what will really inform how you want to trade that asset peculiar to its behavior. All right. But for me, I love to play 50% of IPs. All right, on lower time frame. I love to play 50%. I love to play 50% a lot. A lot. So I don't know if that has answered your question. I really don't know, but I believe it has.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. So without any question, I think I'm just going to call it a night from here. Yes, so let me stop recording from here.